Yeah, thank you, Chairman Hill. Also, thanks to Chairman Johnson, Ranking Member Lynch, and Ranking Member Caraveo for holding this hearing, and for our witnesses for joining us today. I know you've been here for quite a long time. And maybe this is too soon, but I'm glad to see a member of the House Financial Services Committee with the gavel today, and very glad to be in this committee room, which is very convenient for me because my office is literally across the hall. We need to work together in a bipartisan way to develop a framework for regulating digital assets so that we can protect our constituents and harness the benefits of this technology. Burying our head in the sand is not an option, as inaction will only serve to exacerbate the risks associated with this rapidly evolving asset class. We can't expect a law written almost 100 years ago to seamlessly work with this new technology. Mr. Durgee, the first question to you. I also have to say, I am also an attorney, so you are surrounded by us. But Mr. Durgee, could you please talk more about the rules and requirements for securities exchanges that are incompatible with blockchain technology, and how you'd improve them?
Yeah, I mean, security exchanges are evaluating blockchain now. I mean, in fact, they're implementing it in a number of cases. The problem that we're just going to continue to run into is there's a risk factor that they're going to deal with determining on how much they want to expose their business to it. And until there is clear regulatory frameworks for those exchanges to build on, particularly within the United States, they are going to be limited in their capacity to innovate and roll out more holistic products.
Thanks. And Mr. Santori, next to you, SEC Chair Gensler has consistently said that crypto companies need to, quote unquote, come in and register. I'd like to learn more about what that process actually looks like. In your role as Chief Legal Officer at a crypto exchange, have you tried registering at the SEC, and what has that experience been like for you and other exchanges?
Thank you for the question, Congressman. It's become this this meme, this oft repeated saying that we should cryptocurrency and digital asset companies should just come in and register, that it's just a form on the website. It is not. It's unclear to us, and I believe it's unclear to the regulators as well, just what registration means for a digital asset exchange, and for, I would say, every meaningful provider in the digital asset ecosystem. Registration is typically the filing of an S-1 statement, which is the form by which companies spend millions of dollars and many years to go public and become a public company. Frankly, there are a number of securities practitioners in the room. I think we would all be lying if we had any idea how that could possibly work for the products that digital asset companies offer today. There is no realistic path to registration under the existing regime. This is why we're here today, to say that Congress ought to act to clarify that path, to give regulators the tools that they need, to foster this ecosystem, to create fair and efficient markets. This is not 2015. This is not 2012 when I first got into this industry. This is not a question of education. The regulators are just as smart, they are just as educated, they are just as up to the moment as the rest of the ecosystem lawyers are. This is a question of tools.
So, thanks. And when SEC Chair Gensler was here last month, he couldn't say whether Ether, one of the most traded cryptocurrencies, is a security or not. We spent a lot of time talking about that. When you're evaluating whether digital assets are securities before listing them on your platform, what's your process, and would clarity from the SEC help?
Thank you for the question, Congressman. We do have a robust vetting process for all assets that we support on our exchange. It includes an assessment of the business use case for these assets. I talked about one of them earlier today. It involves a cybersecurity audit. Many of these assets exist as smart contracts on publicly auditable blockchains. It's one of their benefits. And third, of course, we evaluate these assets for whether or not they would fall under any particular regulatory regime, either here in the U.S. and the United States. But the reality is that exchanges do not come out on the same side of that analysis 100% of the time. They should be able to.
Thank you so much, and I yield back the remainder of my time.